The new Levorg is Subaru's attempt to create a vehicle which combines the practicality of the Liberty wagon with the driver engagement and balance of the Impreza, which it shares its platform with. If you're wondering where the Levorg name came from, Subaru say it's a portmanteau between legacy, revolution, and touring. Name aside, the Levorg does seem to turn heads where it goes. We have the mid-spec 2-litre GTS, which really comes with everything you would want, including leather upholstery, sunroof, a proximity key with push-button start, and dual-zone climate control. Subaru's excellent eyesight assistance systems are also standard across the range. And unless you're after that look, we would recommend avoiding the heavily accessorized Spec B trim, and save yourself $4,000 in the process. Subaru have never been well known for their interiors, but since their launch of the 5th generation Outback, things seem to have improved drastically. Materials have a general air of quality to them, touch points are soft where it matters, like on both the driver's armrests, and if you're a fan of stitching, there's plenty of contrasting blue to be found on the dashboard and seats to admire. Power comes from a 2-litre turbo boxer 4-cylinder, developing a healthy 197 kilowatts of power and 350 Newton meters of torque. And along with every Subaru, power is permanently routed to all 4 wheels with symmetrical all-wheel drive. And to start the car, simply put your foot on the brake and hit the engine start-stop button to go. The instrument cluster is in a traditional layout with the rev counter and speedo exactly where you would expect them. A 3.5-inch multi-information display combines a digital speedo with journey information, eyesight, SI drive, and eco gauge data. Moving over to your driver's armrest, the door bins are large enough to carry standard size bottles. Your 4 power window switches are all automatic. Window locks and power door locks. This button folds in the mirrors, and you can adjust them electronically with the dial. We get the larger 7-inch touchscreen fitted with Subaru's Starlink infotainment system. The base GT trim does so with a slightly smaller 6.2-inch unit. As you can see, it's a little slow to respond initially when switched on, with a second or so of lag, but does pick up and become relatively snappy to touch inputs. Satellite navigation works very well with clear and simple menus, graphics, and the ability to pinch and zoom. Entering destinations using the on-screen keyboard is straightforward, with predictive text as you type. However, take note that this will have to be done whilst the car is stationary, as once the vehicle is in motion, the keyboard locks out, preventing any passengers from typing as well. In terms of media, the basics are covered with AM and FM radio, CD player with Bluetooth streaming and voice control. Pandora connection and devices with Mirror Link are also compatible with the head unit. However, digital radio, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto are nowhere to be seen. Your transmission is pretty simple, just a straight down shift from park all the way down to drive, along with a manual shift gate, which will hold the so-called gears, although it is a CVT transmission, but it will keep the revs high for better acceleration, also encased in a very nice satin finish. One of the most intriguing features is the side view monitor. Using a camera mounted underneath the passenger mirror, it projects the position of the front left corner of the car. Initially, I didn't think too much of this, but it turned out to be surprisingly useful, especially in tighter car parks. All Subaru Levorg models have dual-zone automatic climate control as standard. All the dials are also knurled and a very satisfying click to them. Here, turning on your air conditioning. Here you've got your settings for your recirc, automatic and off. At the top of the dash, that's where the little climate control helper screen is, so that displays both your dual zone temperatures. Mode also switches the direction of the airflow, along with fan speed. This being a wagon, a large rear cargo area is expected, and the Levorg delivers 522 litres of space with the rear seats up. Folding them down can be done with levers on each side, to which they fold completely flat and reveal a carnivorous 1,446 litres. There are nice touches such as shopping bag hooks, and the rear cargo cover can be stored underneath the boot floor, a simple feature that many cars costing far more lack. A space saver spare also hides underneath. Things that aren't so great, however, include the almost comically small sun visors due to the eyesight system, and because they don't extend, you can forget about using them to work on the side. And there's also the placement of the driver assistance switches. The buttons for collision mitigation and lane departure warning are above your head near the eyesight unit, whilst traction control is placed next to the start button, and the blind spot monitor is even lower, hidden by the driver's knee. If you want to stick with the Japanese brand and you like the driver engagement and road feel of the Impreza, but you need some extra space and you're not keen for an SUV, then this might just be for you. What do you think of the new Levorg? As always, let us know in the comments, and like and subscribe for more videos to come.